Recognize that tune? La da 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 dum dum dum. A few of my favorite things from The Sound of Music, and that is one of my favorite movies. Hi, it's Jeannie. Welcome to my channel. I'm happy to have you on here, and I'm very grateful for all of you and for your views and your lovely comments. I saw an ASMR video maybe a week ago, 4 or 5 days ago, and it was the ASMR queen herself, Maria Gentle Whispering, and I just love that girl. I feel like many of us who have watched her from the very beginning, which I did, stumbled onto ASMR, and she was one of the ones that popped up when she had just like a few thousand followers. And I started, watching her videos. Being older, she is actually my kids' age, one of my younger kids' age. And I feel like I've watched her grow up and come into herself. I've watched her go through, as you all have if you've watched her, go through her life, her story, her marriage, marriages, and, having her baby moving from, the East Coast to the West, and she's actually in my area. I'm in the Sierra foothills, and it's like, hi Maria, I'm just down the road. But my kids and I have this saying, it's called, I'm a gnat on the ass of a rat. In other words, not very significant, so she doesn't know I exist. But that's okay, because she's got a huge following, and I'm so happy for her. But I've watched her do some videos that have been very introspective, and you could see her growth happening, her becoming a woman from a girl, and discovering things about herself, discovering her core, kind of who she is. And that's a beautiful thing to watch. So Maria, if you ever see this video, just know that I've been one of your fans for many years, and rooting you along. Anyway, one of the videos that Maria did that had me thinking for a while afterwards was her things that bring her joy. And I thought about that, things that bring joy. And in my life, as I've been going through my day, what brings me joy? And I've had a lot of experience in my many decades, and what I've learned, as many of you have in different ways, is it's not the things, it's the people, it's the relationships, family, friends, the person on the street that you don't know that says something nice or smiles at you, rescuing an animal. And I'm going to do a video on that because I just did that. Oh my gosh. I rescued a coyote off the side of the road with a broken leg. That's its own story. Anyway, things that bring me joy. I started thinking about that. And here's a disclaimer, or here's a warning. It's a little backstory about me. Many years ago, when we were getting ready to move, most of all the kids were still at home. We're clearing out the house and clearing out the garage, throwing things away. My husband accidentally threw something away that was precious to me. Now, he had no idea. There was no way for him to know it was precious. And when I found out, I was mad. I was hot. Ooh. And I think it was a lot of channeled sadness and anger, and moving has its own whole emotional range, and I was just stressed out. And so I kind of blew up. Yes, me. And I was up in my room pouting, just I'm not speaking to the world because I've been wronged. And one of our sons came up. It's our oldest son, and he came up and he tried talking to me and small talk, and I was just kind of having a snit, blah, he should have known better, blah, blah, blah. And he sat down on the bed next to me and listened to this wisdom. He said, "Mom, I wouldn't cry over anything that wouldn't cry over you." Mic drop. And I thought about that. Would that thing that got thrown away cry over me? No. Doesn't mean I don't like things, but it really made me think about what was important. Is it the stuff? Is it the things? And yeah, we like our stuff. We like our things. So I got over it really quickly because that really hit home. And I realized what an idiot I was being. And so I went down and, apologized for being an idiot, because I can do that. Well, several years later, maybe 3 or 4 years later, that son was killed in a car accident. And for some reason, those words really came back to me. I remember going through his room afterwards. He was a sophomore in college, and he had already moved out once, but realized how expensive it was, so came home. And I was in his room trying to decide what to do with his stuff, with his things. His laundry still smelled like him. His bed still smelled like him. How do I get rid of the last real thing of him, his smell? He had lots of things on his dresser and, his little collectibles from his 20 years of life. And I just didn't know what to do. Nobody tells you how to handle that, and it was kind of left for me to do. And so my answer was to just close the door and not do it at all. I just knew somehow, someday, I would know what to do. I will get through this. I'll figure it out, but not today. Well, several weeks went by, and our house caught on fire. And we lost most everything. And I remember standing across the street watching my house burn. My husband was out of town, so it was me and another son. The girls were gone at that point. And I remember watching the house burn. And it was such a crazy mixture of emotions. And it must have been a slow news day because the news vans were there and they're interviewing people. And they didn't know it was me as the homeowner because I was cool, calm, and collected. And so they came over to me when somebody pointed out that's the homeowner. And they were like, "Oh, how devastated are you?" They're holding the mic in my face. Tell us about this tragedy. And my other son and I looked at each other, and we got it. This wasn't a tragedy. It wasn't. We got our pets out. We got out with our lives. The rest is just stuff. And that stuff is not going to cry over me. And it just settled in on my spirit. Yeah, there are going to be some things I regret losing, pictures, photos, things like that. But you can't take it with you anyway, and it won't cry over me. well, I didn't give the news people what they wanted to hear. And it was really interesting watching myself on the news later that evening, because the way they spliced my words together made it seem like it was a devastation. And I was real clear it wasn't. We were insured, thank God. So I knew we would be able to rebuild. But more importantly for me, Adam's words, my son, came back to me. And in a weird way, I got my answer on how to deal with all the stuff and all the things. You let them go. So those words have stuck with me over the years and through some other hard times. It's not about the things. It's not about the stuff. It's the relationships. It's, you and me and her and me and him and me and them. And so, in light of that, I wanted to show you some of the things that are special to me and why. And give you a little bit of background, a little bit of ASMR voice. Maybe you can just listen to this and fall asleep because of my droning blah 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 voice. And maybe you'll learn a little bit about me and who I am. So, I'll show you a couple of things right now, and I've got them into a couple of categories. Kind of beauty, food, what you wear, and just regular things. There is no rhyme or reason to this. I have not thought this out for any length of time. So, anyway, let's start with the first thing that I really, really, really like. And it is this. And I think this is kind of a girl thing. And I've used this for a long time. It's Neutrogena's body oil. And it is the light sesame formula. This has the most amazing smell. And I put this on after it goes on, it seems like it's an oil. Oh, but that scent is so good. Oh, and it dissipates over the day. But it's a little nutty, like sesame, and it's so nourishing. And I slather this on after showers, before bed, and it disappears. It's very light. Okay, so if you gals, I don't see why a guy couldn't use this either. But this was recommended to me probably in the late 70s, and I've been buying this ever since. That's how much I love it. So, there's that. Now, this next thing is also another smell. And it is a smell that I love because of the memories. A girlfriend who actually was my maid of honor 100 years ago used to wear this perfume, and it's Yves Saint Laurent's Paris. And when she and I used to go out, like I said, late 70s, she would wear this, and it was expensive, back then for me. And now I'm going to put this on my other arm. Smell like sesame on one and Paris on the other. And I love this. It's light and citrusy, but more importantly, every single time I put this on, I think of my friend. And she's actually on the East Coast. And I just have such great memories, and I'm filled with really fond memories. So the scent hasn't worn off in terms of my liking it over the last, 40 years maybe. Yeah, oh gosh, 40 something years. I love this still. So this is always one of my perfume staples. Okay, so that's my signature scent. I wear others. I like Opium too. That's another one from way back when, also Yves Saint Laurent. And, it's spicy and rich, and, I think of, red Moroccan carpets and, things like that. This is lighter, more daytime, So this, I love Chanel. I love Chanel perfumes as well, but this is my top. Okay, so there's that. Now, when I was younger, I used to be able to wear high heels all day long, at work, into the evening, going out, dancing, high heels, my feet could take it. Now, 20 minutes in high heels, and I am walking like a baby giraffe. It's bad. My feet swell up, they hurt the next day. I've got to ice them. It's horrible. I need to be in just very low or flat shoes anymore. Well, we were invited to a Christmas party this past December, and I was out shopping for an outfit. It was kind of itchy. It was a fancy affair, and I thought, I can't wear flats. I just can't. I've got to just power through it and find some heels. Well, I found this really amazing outfit. I'll insert it. I know where that photo is, and I'll show you. It was comfortable, it was warm, and I wanted to dress it up with high heels. So these heels I bought, and I just thought, I'm going to suffer the whole night through. I don't care. I brought a pair of flats with me, some ballerina black flats. But look at these shoes. Now, at my age, I have not found a pair of high heel shoes that I can wear that are comfortable for more than 20 minutes. I bought these where I bought the outfit at White House Black Market. White House Black Market. And they've got this leather detail down the heel. Look at that heel. I don't wear things like this. I can't. And then they've got some leather trim around the back. And this is suede leather here. I was able to wear these the entire night, and I was on my feet the entire night. So these, it's like, oh, I need to go find more in other colors just because you have to have things that are comfortable. Now, most days when I'm home or just bopping around town, I wear these. And these, I love these. And they come in lots of colors. These are by Jacobs and what's her name? What's her name? It was on here. Was it Irene? Here it is. See, I even have them in blue. I'm wearing those today. It is Ilse Jacobsen or Jacobsen. These are from Denmark, and these don't smell like rubbery shoes. They're not, and they're washable. But aren't these cute? And they're so comfortable. So these are mine, and they come in the best colors. Sorry. So these are my other really favorite things because they're so comfy. They go with everything, and you can order them online directly from her site or Nordstrom's. I think even sometimes the Nordstrom rack has them. I overpaid because I bought them at a little boutique, but they're great. I don't care. Now, name is Jeannie, and I am a gumaholic. I love gum. I have chewed gum forever. And this is my favorite gum. Mentos gum. I love this so much. This is on my subscription, my Amazon subscription list, and I get a monthly supply of a case. It's only 6 in a case. But I have one of these in every car. I have one in every room. I have one at my desk. And they're just, round. I love these. I love these. A day without gum is a day without sunshine. So, gum, very special to me. Another thing that is kind of food related is butter. I love good butter. And one year, I do these crazy things. I was on a mission to find the best butter that I could. When people would come over for dinner, I had lots of butters, and little did they know, but they were coming into a blind butter tasting test. And I had little cards, tasteless water crackers, because I didn't want crackers that imparted a flavor. I wanted to focus on the butter. And so we would sit around before dinner, before hors d'oeuvres, and they would get these pieces of paper and little plates and knives with about 6 or 7 different butters, and they had to rate them. And so invariably, the best butters were always French butters. And the 2 came out on top. Escheret, and I don't know if I'm saying that completely correctly. Escheret, and it looks like this. This is so good. The other one is President, and that you see in grocery stores. This you do not. France only allows a certain amount of this butter to be exported. And so we order this through a specialty food store and have it shipped to us. When my husband was still a captain on the 787, he flew to Paris quite often, and he would bring this home for me. I would send him, when he went to Paris, I sent him with a grocery list of things like butter and spices and herbs and things like that. And I have stores in Paris that he would go to and buy the things I liked. Whoops, sorry. Let me turn this off. There. And since he retired last year, he doesn't fly to Paris, and so that's why we have to order it like normal people. But it's hard to go back to regular, mass-produced butter. The cows that they get the milk for this butter, are all within, I think, a 50-meter radius, and it's very controlled. They don't even handle it, the milk, for the first 18 hours. It starts to ferment, so you have a little bit of tanginess. The more something is handled and mass-produced, the more it loses flavor along the way. This is handled very, very little, very, very small amounts of time. And so I always make sure that I've got a freezer full of my Escheret butter. It's the best. It's expensive, but life is too short to have bad butter. And my friends, I'll tell you something. When I have a dinner party, I've done butter tastings. These are like spur of the moment things that they have no idea they're coming into. I've done blue cheese tastings, regular cheeses, all kinds of things. So you come over and it's like, by the way, sit down, you know. So, butter. And then another thing that and I'm going to have some now. Earl Grey tea. Earl Grey tea. And I have a few favorites that I use. Stash, because they have the double bergamot, and then the Bigelow and the Numi. These are three of my favorites. I also have the loose leaf that I bought at Cost Plus. I think it is Cost Plus World Market. I love Earl Grey, and I have 1 or 2 cups every day. Every day. If you know of a different brand that I should try, if you're an Earl Grey fan, let me know. Because I will get it. Now, one thing I forgot, because I don't have any, because I've eaten it all, is licorice. I love black licorice. Oh, I would marry it if I weren't already married. I love black licorice. And some of you have given me some good suggestions for, brands. So anyway, if you know of any Earl Grey brands that are outstanding, tell me. Okay, last but not least, my tomato garden. And I'm going to put in a couple pictures for you to see. Every late summer, I start making tons and tons of marinara sauces, and I put them up. I make dozens and dozens of jars because my tomato plants just do so well. And my mom is here now to help me, and it keeps her busy. It gives her something to do, and I'm happy about that.
And there's Apollo. Hello, handsome boy. Hello, my handsome Apollo. I know. Oh, hello, boys. Hello, boys. High five. High five. High five. Good job. Leo, sit. High five. All the way, lazy boy. Sit. High five. Good job. Leo, high five. Not you. I'm asking Leo. Leo. Well, aren't you being... Come here. High five. Good job. You three stooges. Apollo, you're a good boy. You're a bad boy. You're a bad boy. Leo, don't you care? Don't you care? Don't you care about the rules? Don't you care about the rules? You're such a bad boy. Why are you up here? And you, why are you up here? You guys are really bad doggies. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Bad cat.
So those are just a few of my favorite things. I don't know about the word joy about things, but if I were to say I feel joy for these things, it would be with what I've shown you. Gardening does bring me joy. And I think, again, that's because I share the marinara sauces. I give them out as Christmas presents. So there's a relationship issue with that. Butter. When I cook and I share and have recipes and, people over for dinner, that's relationship oriented also. The tea, that's just for me. And so, anyway, because of Maria's video. I'm just going through my day lately thinking about things. Does this bring me joy? Does this make me feel good? And if so, why do I like it? You know, what is it about this thing that makes me feel good? But I always keep in mind that it's just a thing and it won't cry over me. That's come back to help me through many times in my life when I've dinged my car, you know, parked too close to something. It's like, no, you know, you don't want to be doing that, come on. But I don't get wrapped around the axle because of it. If I spill something on a silk blouse or, you know, something nice, like, okay, it's just a thing. Darn it. But it's just a thing. I don't let it ruin my day. There aren't many things that ruin my day. Situations can twist me up a little bit, but not things. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, getting to know me a little bit. And if it's just my voice that bores you to sleep, I'm happy for that as well. Because blah, 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 blah is sometimes exactly what we need for us to drift off and relax and forget the day. So, thank you all for being part of my community. Welcome to all of you, old and new. And I truly appreciate you. And I will see you very soon in